Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Jersey Baseball Show signing week edition special, very special guest today is AIDAN TEEL, the surprise 2022 signing. Came into signing week as the #1 player in the 2023 class. You know, obviously a lot went into his mind, but signed his letter of intent to basically reclassify up to the class of 2022. Will be attending the University of Virginia a year early, where his brother already probably never has to buy a meal ever again in Charlottesville after hitting the big grand slam to send the Cavs to the College World Series last year. But AIDAN, welcome, and thanks for taking a few moments today.
Of course, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let's really, talk about what went into your decision making here, to kind of move your calendar up 1 year, in itself, where you'd be graduating a year early and heading off to UVA in the fall of 2022 rather than 23.
Yeah, so basically, like, one of the biggest deciding factors was the draft. So basically, my parents and I both thought it would be best if I got 3 years of college ball under my belt versus opposed to 2 years, because I'm a little older, so I'd be draft eligible within my second year versus 3. And they thought it would be better if I got more experience playing college ball, better competition, of course. So that's the main reason. And then one of the better factors with it all is I'll have a year to play with Kyle as well, which will be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I guess some people know, some people don't. Obviously, it seemed like you were going to have a chance to do that in high school 1 year. But
Yeah,
COVID decided that wasn't happening, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we had that freshman senior year, but it got taken from us. But it's okay.
Yeah, and to be able to do that in college is really a special thing. But as you were saying before we came on here, that obviously can't be the reason why you make the decision. The important thing is your draft clock starts, or you can graduate or get drafted in 2025 rather than 2026, right?
Yes, of course, yep. So that wasn't the main reason, but it was definitely one of the better things that came along with it.
Yeah. So I think when you say what comes along with it, maybe not everybody realizes the craziness now that sort of everything becomes for you. Right, in a sense, you've got to do the academics of your junior and senior year of high school altogether.
Yeah. So basically, I'm taking an extra English class, and then I'm taking an extra math class. But one of the great things about it is at Mahwah High School, they've made it a lot easier for me. They know all of my teachers, my guidance counselor, principal, everyone there has made it a lot easier for me, and how everyone's on my side through all of this. So they've helped me a lot through all of it. So it's not like I'm doing this on my own. I have a lot of people in my corner for it, which is very great. So right. I'm very thankful for the staff at Mahwah.
Has the sacrifices been, I guess, hard to this point, but certainly something that you just got to do in order to make all this happen, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, my guidance counselor put it perfectly. He kind of just said, listen, like, you got to clutch up here. You got to get it done. If you don't, then you're not going to go through it. So you got to get it done. And honestly, that's just stuck with me. It's whatever, no matter like what's given, like, I got to get it done no matter what. It's obviously going to be a lot of work, but it's all going to be worth it in the end.
Yeah. If you want to control your destiny and fill the plan you laid out, you got to do the work to do it. Right.
Of course. Yeah. You got it.
So it's there's the school's work side of it too, but I guess explain for everybody the other stuff that had to come into play too to make this decision, right? You couldn't have decided on November 9th to just go ahead and do this. You had to do a lot behind the scenes, I'm sure.
Yeah, so it was mainly just what we talked about before, like my draft eligible year. That was one of the big things, and we really had to. I decided in August that we wanted to do this. My family and I, the coaches at UVA, we all decided that this was going to be best, and it's going to be it'll be beneficial for my for me and my family, and it'll be a help to the UVA baseball team, and whatever they need, I'll be there for. I'll be ready to do. But the decision was made in August, and just one of the big things that came along with it, I wasn't able to play football this year, not because of what UVA thought. It was my decision. I had a lot of schoolwork, and I wanted one more year of travel ball, and with the Canes, I wanted to play fall ball. So I had to decide between that and football, and baseball. It's something I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. And I needed this year. I needed that one more year of travel ball, that one more little travel ball for it. So it was just, that was one of the big things that came along with it. I wasn't first time ever not playing football, but it was all right.
Yeah, I can't imagine there would be any possible way to do that, to do the 2 years of work plus a varsity football season plus a full travel ball season, right? I mean,
it wouldn't have worked. So it would have just been way too much. It wouldn't have been healthy for me. It wouldn't have benefited the football team. It wouldn't have benefited baseball. It would all just be contradicting itself. So I decided just focus on baseball.
Has that been the hardest part for you, given how everybody at Mahwah has been so good about this and really, enabled you to go through this plan, knowing that there's some things you have to give up along the way, right? I mean, you had to give up a varsity football season. You're only going to get one last year with the guys on the high school team. I mean, has that been really the only kind of, part that stinks about it?
Yeah, it stings a little. It's bittersweet because I can't wait to get I can't wait to go. I can't wait to be with my brother, but it's also like not leaving. It's just it's going there and having everyone back home that I know and love. It's definitely, and leaving that year early. It came a little sooner than I anticipated, but my dad, my mom, and I have all talked about this too, like what's going on, like with all of this, like how we what's the word? How basically like the leaving part, how it came quicker, but it definitely stings a little bit. It does.
But ultimately, right? I mean, because everybody's been so good about it, because you feel so strongly about everybody, it's there's always going to be that connection, obviously.
Yeah, of course. There's nobody more supportive than the people that are in my corner. I have so many people supporting me, rooting for me, trying to do whatever they can for this to be as easy as possible for me. And it's really a blessing.
Yeah, for sure. Now, UVA, obviously a special place for the Teal family. As I said, your brother probably doesn't ever have to pay to eat down there ever again after last spring. What about it, caught your attention too right away? Because, there's sometimes some people won't want to follow their brother who's, been as successful as he has.
Yeah.
And then some do, obviously. So what was it about UVA that got you, wanting to go there?
Yeah. So there's a real big thing that my family and I all decided on. And mainly it was my decision, but obviously I let my family help me make the decision. But the academics that I'm going to get there, how, let's say baseball ends up not working out, like the dream doesn't work, then I'll have a backup plan when I have a degree from there. And they have their athletes have, I think, a 99% graduation rate there. They do everything for their athletes academically. They make sure they're getting the most help possible. It's just, they really love their athletes there. And that was one thing that caught my eye. The stadium, the campus, everything about there is just, it all accumulated and came together, and it just all really just all caught my eye. And the coaches there, having Kyle there as well, it's just all, it couldn't have worked out better.
Yeah, it's such a great campus. Like, I can't imagine people take their visits there and don't go,
Yeah, exactly. It's such a beautiful campus there. Even in the winter, like it's 30 degrees out, it's still so beautiful there. It's just, you can never take the beauty out of it.
Yeah. So you still got to do your official visit, you were saying, though, even despite all this kind of coming on suddenly you still got to do that.
Yes.
And that was, tell us what you got to, that was last month, I guess, right?
Yeah, it was October 15th through the 17th.
Okay. Football weekend. Who were they playing?
They played Duke.
So they won.
Yeah, they gave Duke a beating. It was a fun game to watch.
First of 3 years in all sports of that for you, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a lot of fun going to it was a lot of fun going to that game. It was the first football game I've ever been to for UVA. It was a great one to go to. And just being able to like watch the guys lift, watch the team all just always being together. It was just great to be around. And
So
it really
you've always been kind of pitcher first, but still played everywhere else.
yeah, I guess you could say I'm a pitcher first, but I never really my dad and my pitching instructor always argue. My pitching instructor's like, oh, he's gonna be a pitcher, and my dad's like, no, he never will be. It'll never happen. So they always argue about that because my dad always wants me to hit. And so yeah, I mean, I definitely love being on the mound, but I also love to hit. I love being in the field wherever I can be, help the team. But I really think hitting and pitching are equal. I love them both the same. It's just both of them are really I just really like them both.
And so you'll have the opportunity to do both as you can handle it then.
Yes. They're giving me the chance to do both, come in as both. So until they tell me I'm not doing both anymore, I'm gonna go do both for as long as possible. That's what Devin Ortiz said. He plays for UVA. He went to St. Joe's.
Yeah.
When they come home, we all train together. Some advice Devin gave me. He was like, when you go to UVA, just do both for as long as possible. Don't let anyone tell you can't. And so that's the advice I'm taking into this.
I'm feeling it would be that way anyway. I don't think you can tell you can't, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to take no for an answer. So I'm gonna keep doing both for as long as possible.
So I guess the other thing we realized in the last 3 months is if you have a secret that you need kept, we go to you then, and nobody finds out is kind of what we learned.
Yeah, I mean, I think I told some people knew. I just really didn't feel a need to post it on social media. I didn't want it to be a big thing before it actually happened, before I signed the letter. So yeah, I had a lot of people know, like obviously like my friends, some of my friends knew, my family knew, of course. Yeah. But I definitely wanted to keep it quiet.
Yeah. No, and it obviously was a special day for you last Wednesday.
Yeah, it was.
And certainly very exciting now, and best of luck with all the work that's coming this year. I'm sure you'll get through that. And like you said, it's just has to be done. That's all.
Yeah, of course. It just does. You just gotta get it.
So no, we appreciate the time. Like I said, I know you've got a crazy schedule that you're keeping. Certainly thanks for spending a few moments with us. We are certainly big fans of what you're trying to do and going to be doing it at UVA for the next few years. Obviously a special place, and hope we can do this again some point.
Of course, I really appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Thanks, Aiden. Have a great day.
Of course, you got it. See ya.